हे प्रभु आनंद दान में हमको दीजिए, लीजिए हमको शरण में, हम सदा
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Kumar has joined.
Yes, sir. Kumar, sir, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yes, sir. Sir, shall we start, sir?
Yeah,
afternoon,
let's
sir.
start.
Good afternoon, Kumar, sir. I am SP Sharma. Yes, Kajal, madam, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Namaskar and good afternoon to everyone connected to this webinar. Respected speaker today's webinar, Mr. Kumar Pia, sir. Our chairman, Mr. SP Sharma, sir. Members of ABP and esteemed participating registered values. I, Kajal Gupta, coordinator of this webinar, extend a warm welcome to you all in this program on behalf of Divya Jyoti Values Foundation, RPO. As you're aware, the topic of today's webinar is stalled real estate projects and updation for values. Development of real estate is one of the important economic activity. It meets the need of housing and commercial space for business and offices. Due to COVID situation, lack of demand, reduction in cash flow, and cost overrun, a number of real estate projects has been stalled. A number of cases have been filled with NCLT. Government and all other stakeholders are trying to solve this problem. The registered valuers may also get assignments for valuation of stalled projects. As this is the important problem for our economy and our valuers should be aware of issues involved in it, we have chosen this topic for the CP. We are sure that participants will find this topic useful and enriching for their professional practices. We are fortunate that a highly experienced and qualified professional, Mr. Kumar P. Sir, is taking this session on this subject, who will cover its all aspects in detail. Before I hand over the mic to him, I will briefly introduce him to you all. Mr. Kumar Pierce is a chartered engineer and a registered valuer for asset class land and building. He worked as project consultant for over 35 years in India and abroad. He has valuation experience for more than 15 years. He is an impaneled valuer for a number of banks, which include SBI, Canara Bank, SIB, PNB, SDFC, etc. He is a registered valuer for CIRP and liquidation cases. Experienced faculty since 2018 with various RVOs for IPP exam, preparation through MEP classes and CP program for registered valuers. So over to you for a wonderful learning session. Kumar, sir.
Thank you, Kajal madam.
Welcome, sir.
So shall I start? Am I audible?
Yes,
first of all, let me ask you.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
you're
sir,
audible.
yes, sir. I am audible.
Sir, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So today's topic is stalled project. That is recovered that project which is stalled for COVID session. I mean, unexpectedly or misuse of funds, there are so many reasons for a project to be stressed or stalled. So there was a number of reasons like COVID-19 pandemic. Then comes a lot of unscrupulous builders are there who misuse the fund. These are the situations in various situations where project is getting stalled, especially home buyers are suffering by it in all over India. And finally, what happens? These guys will that is buyers. They will approach consumer court or RARA or NCLT. There are various. These are the three bodies which addresses this type of home buyers have to help get back their at least some compensation, or sometimes there is intentionally some people will give that is different case. I will explain it in my session. So let's straight away start the session because we have got only 2 hours. Okay, so let me start my session. So let's see the challenges in the sector as we explained. Diversion of fund by developers. Developers दुरुपयोग करता है fund. So suppose you paid number of home buyers paid say 1C or 2C, and they won't even start the project, and they will buy another land or something. They will divert the fund for other things. So this is the first one. The second is real estate sector is generally for upper income group, luxury groups, and while the affordable housing is rare now. So affordable houses, that section of population, they are also suffering. This triggers actually a huge stock of unsold inventories. You can see in any metro city or urbanized area where the stalled projects are there. Only the skeleton may be there. They won't. So the huge stock of unsold inventories. Here inventories is flats. So then there is another problem we are facing is ghost occupancy. The migration, due to the migration, they will purchase the home or a flat, then they will leave it as it is for a long period. They will go to abroad. So investment in real estate are being made with the anticipation of good future returns, which lead to problem of unoccupancy, or this is called ghost of occupation in short. Okay. Then we will see what is ripple effect of downturn in real estate. Ripple means, once you throw a stone in the water, you can see the ripples. Anyway, this is connected to the other one. So unstable economy. This causes unstable economy because real estate is a huge sector which generates GDP for our country. So unstable economy means, it is the second largest contributor of second largest GDP, real estate projects, generator of contributor of GDP. Therefore, the crisis in this sector will lead to weakening the economy. So naturally, this will cause our economy to be weakened. Then comes unemployment issues will also generate once you start a project. The people that are working around maybe 300 or to 500 people, they become jobless. This kind of stresses are the unemployment issues. Okay. A burning issue faced by home buyers held up real estate projects. Because some statistics are there. You see, stalled real estate projects are upset the economy, the country, as well as home buyers. Both of us, both the parties are sufferers. In currency term, there is a whopping amount of 4 lakh crore. 4 lakh crore. I don't know how many zeros. 4 lakh crore at stake. 4 lakh crore projects are at amount is stake in real estate. That is held up. It's not a small amount. And an expert committee which is formed in March 23. There was an expert committee meeting, constituted. Generally, they will take 1 year, 2 year expert committees will study this thing there. But due to the urgency of this situation, they submitted their report within 4 months. Within 4 months, they submitted, they discussed with all the stakeholders in the industry, and they submitted the report. In March 23, it is they submitted its recommendation on last month. Last month means not last month, November, October. October they have submitted the report. This report is chaired by this committee is headed by Amitabh Kant, Mr. Amitabh Kant, ex Niti Aayog chairman. Then recently concluded G20 Sherpa. It is called called Sherpa. Sherpa, in Nepal, Himalayas, Sherpas are there. Similarly, that word only derived from Sherpa, nothing to do with Nepal or Sherpas. G20 Sherpa means he represents India. He advises Prime Minister. He advises he communicate with the various countries in G20. And we will, it is kind of lobbying and all kind of jobs falls under him. He's a powerful post, G20 Sherpa means. So this Amitabh Kant report is very famous, going to be very famous now. And he is a former CEO of Niti Aayog. And the report, what says that we'll see. Now, before that, I would like to invite your attention. What is the background? Why this committee is selected? We know that there are so many platforms, 2 or 3 platforms the home buyers can approach, but each has got its own, positive and negative sides. So actually, RARA is from 2019 in the because of issue this issue, and RARA registration is compulsory now. Even then, the verdict is not either delayed. Verdicts timeline they cannot keep because it has got no pecuniary powers like financial powers or judicial powers. So sometimes they will. It's a quasi, kind of platform. So RARA is sometimes toothless, no tooth. So we are going to give more powers to RARA. Okay, how that we will see later. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2018 inserted in case of NCLT, we'll see. Inserted an explanation under section 58F, which clarified that payments made by an adoptee, that is home buyer, under a real estate project would be deemed to be a financial debt. So it becomes a financial debt means the home buyer is creditor, financial creditor, like other, we are forming COC with other financial institutions. So similarly, this group of home buyers, there is a certain principle also there. There is a group, how many total percentage of total home buyers are there, these kind of things, okay? So you have to see that one also. So allotted under project would be deemed to be financial debtor, and home buyer will be considered as a financial creditor. So here home buyers are financial creditors, please note. The Honorable Supreme Court in the Unitech Residential Resort case directed to deposit 17 crores by Unitech. These are old cases, old judgments and all. There are so many judgments. See, when we started Company Act, implement a Company Act, newly formed IBBI and all, there is a paradigm shift in the in this field. So every day we are actually in nascent stage. We are making laws, new regulations, new rules. Every day, almost every day, we can see if you join with IBC, some newsletters are there. You can see plenty of court orders related to the subject, our subject. Okay, so try to be updated with the judgments. So in your report also, valuation reports, you can quote it. That shows your, you are updated with the new kind of, updation. So Honorable Supreme Court in Unitech Residential Resort case directed to deposit 17 crores to unit. The respondents has been waiting for over 7 years, right? Let's see. Move this, okay. In another case, the Supreme Court asked JP Associates to pay 10 home buyers rupees 5 lakh each. Project delay for 5 years. That's not sufficient. Okay, they again go to the court. This was they again go to single bench also. So it is not this actually RARA is awarded this one home buyers for 5 lakh for 5 years delay. It's not sufficient. In Pioneer Urban Land and Infrastructure Limited next case versus Union of India, it was explicated that the home buyers can invoke the remedies under the CPA and the RARA along with IBC to both they can use. CPA means Consumer Protection Act. That is Consumer Courts, Consumer Protection Act or RARA. They can opt for they can. So there is what happens, no? NCLT is already overburdened with the other cases also. So everywhere this real estate case comes up, it is almost more than the other cases. So they put a cap, minimum 1 crore, with 100 people minimum or 10%, whichever is less. In home buyers case. Okay. So they want to reduce this type of case going. See, so actually, financial creditors as a financial creditors, they are taking the developers to NCLT means NCLT is basically for insolvency. As we know, insolvency is a situation. So maybe that particular situation, you may not able to complete the project. So what they will do? They will engage third party, or they will ask him to. Sometimes the banks are ready to provide more fund for him. He can proceed with his construction activities and complete the project. So insolvency is a situation, and if you go for this kind of cases to NCLT, this is unnecessarily, getting in trouble. That depends on the situation. Now, I will give you another example. Amarapalli project in Noida. What happened? All the directors are behind the bars now. NCLT, it has gone to NCLT, then it has gone to Supreme Court of India. Honorable Supreme Court of India has given the now the case is in Honorable Supreme Court. Amravali project. They took so many projects all over India and not even one completed. So in that case, of course, you have some other options, because it is more than 50,000 home buyers are suffering. 50,000. Okay. So in such cases, Supreme Court will take up the case. Let's go to the next slide. Under the IBSC amendment considered by the Parliament in March 2020, a single home buyer is barred from approach the NCL, National Company Law Tribunal, NCLT. Okay, as a single buyer, you cannot go there. under Section 7 of IBC. Usually, Section 7 is for such cases, but here in this case, under Section 7, they won't allow to file a case in NCLT for a single home buyer. With effect from 2016, the Real Estate Regulatory Authority was RERA, established under the enactment of Real Estate Act. The objective of the act was to provide immediate relief to the buyers. So RERA is there from malpractices of the builders. In year 2018, the home buyers were also allowed to approach the NCLT under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code in the capacity of financial creditor who could sue the real estate company for the default of in the possession and ask the refund and interest from the date of booking of the flat. They can ask. Then they will see the situation. Because all other laws are for recovery, recovery or this is whereas our IBPA in Companies Act, as per Companies Act, recovery comes the last stage, that is liquidation. We will explore other options first, whether how to make it going concern project or something. Okay, so they will try to get it by other options also. That is the first stage and most important stage. So there are the dilemma with RERA or NCLT there also. So only a well-known advocate, good advocate in real estates can guide them, which is good for that particular situation, or a knowledgeable valuer can also do it. NCLT has become a popular choice among consumers today for claiming refund with interest from developers. That is the situation as such. NCLT is they are preferring, even though we have got strict implementation of RERA in the states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, and all. But even though they are not happy with the RERA, why? Buyers say that RERA orders are not getting implemented. RERA orders are not getting implemented. Suppose a court verdict is not implemented, you know the consequences. Whereas RERA Act is not getting implemented means that much power is only given to RERA, appellate committee also. And it's forcing them to approach NCLT. This fact is the main thing. They are going away from RERA. They are going away from RERA and preferring NCLT. A typical case, Mr. Chandrabhushan purchased a 2 BHK apartment in a high-rise society, Greater Noida West. After waiting for almost 2 years for the possession of his flat, he decided to move Uttar Pradesh RERA to claim delay penalty. In the conciliation forum, he was given a delay penalty of MCLR plus 1%. What is MCLR? Marginal cost of future-based lending rate of SBI. That is the minimum lending rate. Not even a penalty. You cannot say MCLR as a penalty. That percentage. It depends on marginal cost only. Plus 1%. He was not happy and filed a case in NCLT to moving NCLT to refund, leading too many real estate companies into the insolvency process. Actually, getting the RERA orders implemented has become a challenge for buyers. Timely resolution of the corporate debtor has been one of the insolvency and bankruptcy code. We have got strict timelines, even though it takes, they say 170 to 80 days between. But generally, even IBBA report, average days are now around 460 days. To get a verdict, okay? Whether then they will liquidation process is there. Next slide. Poor implementation of RERA orders make NCLT. Favorable forum for home buyers. Same thing. Ministry of Corporate Affairs has also proposed a minimum threshold to be placed for buyers to approach the, because of the large, quantity of case, large quantity, huge quantity of huge, number of people approaching NCLT. They want a threshold, minimum threshold is given against misuse of IBC provisions. See, in this session, these are the three platforms which I mentioned. But when you go through all the verdicts, all the related documents, you can be a good valuer also, advisor also for such cases. So, as a valuer, whether you are in LNB or whatever. So, Ministry of Corporate, of course, you are going to value it also. Ministry of Corporate Affairs also proposed for a minimum threshold to be placed for buyers to approach NCLT and protection against misuse of IBC provisions. 1 or 2 home buyers should not be able to drag a full project. This is the theory behind it. That is, suppose 1 or 2 people, home buyers, should not be able to drag a full project comprising of hundreds of home buyers. Suppose a condominium or a project having 500 units of flats. 3 or 4 people are not happy. Others are okay. So you cannot drag the entire project to the NCLT. So there are certain cases are there. So this minimum number of people is decided by NCLT. Like NCLT produce can now inevitably further stall and delay real estate projects in the application of a single owner. The Honorable Supreme Court has also cautioned against misuse of IBC provision as a coercive measure by speculative investors who are not genuinely interested in purchasing flat, or there is unscrupulous builders as well as speculative investors are there. They want to create trouble to developer also. So there should be a balance with these both guys. By speculative investors who are not genuinely interested in purchasing, they are not interested, but they want to create a nuisance. That's all. A note of caution for home buyers directly approaching the NCLT is to be considered that it is not a forum for recovery. That is the point. It is not a forum for recovery, and unlike RARA, insolvency proceedings do not exclusively protect the interest of home buyers. They want, see, we cannot expect exclusive protection for home buyers only, because why? It is an insolvency process. They will try to help the builder also, if it is genuine. That unlike ARARA, insolvency procedures do not exclusively protect the interest of home buyers, but also other stakeholders like banks and lending institutions. Thus, home buyers must seek seasoned professional who can counsel the best suited forum for individual case. So case-wise, you have to select the forum, whether it is CPA, Consumer Court, or Consumer Protection Act, or RARA, or NCLT. That is to be decided by a seasonal expert in this field. Okay. These are various newspaper cuttings. Little relief from RARA complaint, home buyers, then ground reality, how many projects are. This is from Maharashtra. Maharashtra is the best one, which is now as such Maharashtra leading, and that one unaffected by home buyers says the list of builders failing to comply with Maharashtra orders on the rise. Failing to comply. So builders are failed to comply the orders. This is on rise now. See, some 2 or 3 developers, big developers, fight for it. Others will follow it. So the same thing happens here. And there was a need for authority to follow up cases with errant developers. So this is the case in which ineffective of execution of the orders by the regulatory authority, according to the IBBA quarterly newsletter, January-March of 2020. Okay, let's see. 22. The average time taken from the start of the proceedings to approval of resolution plans by judiciary is 408 days. 408 days. This is a far cry from 180 and 270 day timeline set by the law. So instead of 180 to 270 set by the NCLT laws, but now it is almost double. Now comes the amendment of 2018 of IBC. Okay, NCLT was primarily established for adjudicating, settling, resolving disputes related companies, both under the Companies Act as well as IBC. Under IBC, a class of creditors, namely financial creditors, can move insolvency application under Section 7. Generally, it happens against the defaulting companies in order to initiate corporate insolvency resolution process, CIRP. That is the first step, CIRP, corporate resolution insolvency process. Okay. However, prior to 2018, home buyers allottees were not permitted. The status of financial creditors. The status of financial creditor for an home buyer or a group of home buyers is permitted on 2018 and IBC, as per IBC, the home buyers were recognized as financial creditors. Thus, were made eligible to insolvency application under Section 7 against builders who committed default. This is the amendment made in 2018. Then further amendments are there. Whereas in RERA, under RERA Act, there is no pecuniary or financial jurisdiction. Pecuniary is a meaning, more or less. Financial jurisdiction. And even a single home buyer who had paid 1 lakh or less to the builder can file a complaint. He might have at the start of the project advance, he might have paid 1 lakh. And if he is not happy with that, he can go to the RERA. If the performance of the builder is not satisfactory or delayed, foundation laying is delayed, getting delayed. So he can understand, okay, this project is going to delay. So better to get back my 1 lakh and run away. 1 lakh or less, the builder can file a complaint. RERA mandates that promoters have to deposit 70% of the receivables into a separate bank account in a schedule that we know, escrow account and all. So the promoters will deposit in a separate, whatever they are receiving from home buyers to be deposited in a separate head, not promoter's name, project name. So that will be there. After it is certified by an engineer, an architect, or a chartered accountant, has to be certified to release the fund, withdrawal for withdrawal purpose. Proportion to the percentage of completion of the project, thus preventing the diversion of fund. This will prevent diversion of the fund. They cannot take money and divert to other projects or other things use. That is why this rule has come, 70% of escrow account. All the proceedings before RERA are to be completed in a time-bound manner. So there is a time frame for RERA also, thereby making this a more expeditious method of grievances redressal. Further, RERA entities the aggrieved allottee to claim the refund amount which has been paid to consideration of a plot, apartment, etc., along with the interest as may be prescribed by states or union territories. This is a state subject, RERA also. That is why we call Maharashtra RERA as Maharara, then Andhra RERA as, Andhra Pradesh. All state has got its own RERA Act rules, and union territories also. In case of builders or developers, default in delivery of possession in accordance with terms and terms of agreement for sale due to discontinuance of business or suspension, revocation, registration. Okay, so we are not here to learn what is RARA now. This is just a revision of what we learned in previous classes. So our main aim is to regarding the new report and all. So that will be done. Next slide, I think. Real estate related. Then points to deliberate whether RERA or NCLT. So I think this is already we crossed this one. Anyway, let us see. Under IBC amendment was passed by the Parliament in March 20, single buyer barred from approaching company law tribunal NCLT. This we have seen. Requiring the application for initiating CIRP, etc. Okay. The minimum threshold section 4.1 of the code was increased from 1 lakh to 1 crore. Minimum 1 crore, keeping in mind financial repercussion of global pandemic that time. Secondly, an amendment was introduced which mandated a numerical threshold. That is how many people to be there for the particular case, home buyers case. That is requirement of allottees a real estate project trigger corporate so that is 100 or 10% of the total buyers. That is whichever is less is acceptable. Now let's coming back to our committee report. This is more important. This is the latest development, and let us see what are the committee reports, recommendations, and most probably this will be implemented. So, in addition to all projects should be mandatorily registered with the Real Estate Authority (RERA). Immediate registration and execution of subleases in favor of home buyers. So, the occupation, that is immediate registration, is not happening in RERA. So once you buy UDS or whatever advance given to developer, you should get it registered, your property. Okay. Rigorous or strict proceedings should be initiated to recover outstanding dues from defaulting builders also. RERA should directly collect these payments from home buyers, thereby bypassing the builder. Okay. Occupancy or possession of all substantially completed projects should be given in the next 30 days. Occupancy or possession of all substantially completed. Substantially. There is partial incompletion may be there. For example, one of the internal walls or say corridor lighting, 1 or 2 corridors. That is partially it is incompleted, but significantly completed. So in such cases, they can select who the home buyer can select. Okay, I will do it myself, or they can tell RERA, okay, you carry out the work by a third party. Whatever payment required, I will pay. That is up to you. Here, what happens? Home buyers have multiple choice for a particular situation. Especially the third point, occupancy or possession of all substantially completed projects. Then fourth one is state government may announce a package of complete financially distressed housing projects. So this is state government's job. Occupancy or possession of all substantially completed projects. Then comes developers adopting this package would have to commit a 3-year completion timeline. So it is specifically said that it's a project completion timeline is 3 years. The package is believed to be beneficial for regions like Noida and Greater Noida. You know what is Noida and Greater Noida in Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. It's a part of Haryana also, I think. This is the report. Legacy of stalled real estate project, July 23. I submitted the report at the outcome report. Okay. Now, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs should prepare scheme and approach the Finance Ministry. No cash flows will be shared with original promoter till the project is completed. So no cash flow will be shared with the original promoter, original developer or promoter, same meaning, till the project is completed. When the project is completed, you can give the money will be given to you. This is duty now. Entire dues of financial lenders and land authorities are fully paid. So financial lenders, whatever we are receiving from home buyers or are receiving from the home buyers, they will pay for financial lenders, they're like banks and all. Land authorities may be there. Sometimes it is a lease project, so then those things will be looked after by this particular amount, which is collected from home buyers. Committee suggests that the IBC should be employed only as a last resort. Bankruptcy code. So here, why they are? This is the reason, because the formation of IBC or solvency bankruptcy code or BBI. The main objective is to handle the companies which is registered under Companies Act, whether it is public limited or a private limited or a government project, whatever. Banks or financiers should be permitted to finance fresh housing loans for new buyers who purchase unsold inventory of these projects. So there may be some unsold inventories. So it is banks or financiers should be there, or maybe they will be happy to, in this such situation, to provide more fund to new buyers. Some new buyers, suppose there is 50 flats, 10 flats is not sold. Okay, bank can finance them, home buyers, with a lower interest rate, and they can sell the property. The most affected place of stressed real estate. These are the most affected area. As per IBA, Indian Bankers Association, not IBC, please not. Okay. There are 4.12 lakh stalled dwelling units. So much. See, 4,12,000 stalled dwelling units are there, as per Indian Bank Association. Almost 50% of these units are situated in NCR. Okay. That is National Capital Region. The 50%, that is for 4.12 lakhs divided by 2, directly goes to NCR. National Capital Region is a planning region centered upon the National Capital Territory, NCLT, Delhi. It encompasses Delhi and several districts surrounding it from the states of Haryana, Rajasthan. The NCR and the Associated National Capital Region Planning Board, that is called the NCRPB, were created in 1985 to plan development of a region to evolve harmonized policies for the control of land use and development of infrastructure in the region. This is most costliest area for flats and all. So there is then comes the greater in suburban area. They started the greater Noida, it is called. So quality of living is almost same, but there are positive sides and negative sides both. Because Greater Noida is well planned, so they know how much load will come for sewage, water supply, and etc. So naturally, Greater Noida is much more planned than the Noida, but Noida area is land cost is very high, and other facilities are more. It is in center of the city center. I mean, so 85 to plan development of the region and to evolve harmonized policy. Development of infrastructure in the region. Prominent cities of NCR includes Delhi, Faridabad, Ghaziabad, Gurgaon, and Noida. These are the 4 prominent very important cities in NCR. Okay, this is for general note only. I am telling. Now, if 75% of these stresses units are solved, at least 75%. That's what they say. 3 lakh home buyers who have paid a significant amount already will be benefited. 75% of these stresses units are resolved. 3 lakh home buyers will be benefited out of 4 lakh, I think. 4.12 lakh, something like that. Okay. So they will 75%. A positive outcome of the above process will aid middle, lower, and middle class also. Middle class and lower middle class. Okay. Now, in turn, it will provide a major stimulus to economical growth of the country. So, subsequently, if you solve this much 3 lakh home buyers issue, it will definitely stimulate the economical growth of the country. The Amitabh Kant led report that is the pointed out the haircuts of all stakeholders should be pari passu. That is a Latin word, pari passu basis to make the project financially feasible. Pari passu means equal in equal footing. That is called pari passu. Pari passu, equal footing. It's a legal word. So haircuts of all stakeholders should be pari passu. Before what we were doing? Suppose SBI has given 1,000 crores, 1,000 crores. Canara Bank has given 5,000 crores. No, 500 crores. So proportionally, whatever they will get, they will divide in these financial institutions. Whereas pari passu basis means if you get 1,000 crore, you will divide proportionally to all the not proportionally, equally among the financial people, the creditors. Got my idea? So according to new recommendation, pari passu basis only, not proportional to or any other thing, equally.
NBFC.
Again, somebody is asking something.
Yeah, okay, Mark.
Can you repeat? I cannot hear. Or you can type it. Later we will see in the question answer session or chat box. Okay.
हाँ वो मेरे पास नहीं आएगा
Can you
मैं खाली वैल्यूशन निकाल
Rajesh, please switch off your microphone. Now, RARA registration. Regarding the RARA registration, projects which were completed before RARA rule, the execution of orders still depend on the local administration, and hence every state to accommodate amend RARA rules and its retroactive nature implemented strictly. Whether the promoter or a project is registered or not. Now, the RARA is taking the projects, of course, in some states they are taking previous cases also, but strictly to be implemented. Previous, retrospective. So previous cases also, so same law is implemented strictly. Shall be registered mandatorily, including the stalled project with the body. The RARA will not demand any penalty, fines, waiver of prerequisites. Okay. In this case, RARA not to, if the developer is ready to develop further, okay, they will not, they won't demand any penalty or fines, waiver of prerequisites. That is for projects which is registered before RARA implementation. There is a trend among home buyers to prefer NCLT. Why? It is for third point once again. I'll tell you. This may be started in 2010. So penalty and fines and other prerequisites comes. It's a big amount. So again, the developer in trouble, maybe cannot finish the project. So just waive off these things and let him complete the project. There is the fourth point is there is a trend among home buyers to prefer NCLT over RARA for delayed projects. Now IBC will be considered as a last resort. So finally, this IBC is considered as a last resort. If everything fails by RARA only, and RARA has got more powers, has to be given more powers by state governments. Okay. Now comes registration of sale deed. Yes, this is also an important aspect. Let us examine a situation. One situation let us take. Suppose the developer failed to pay the secured lender, that is financial institutions. The financial institutions stop issuing NOC. Actually, they cannot, it is not their jurisdiction, NOC, but they will approach the authorities and tell them not to issue the NOC through government authorities. So they can stop the issue of NOC. It results in home buyers not receiving ownership certificate from the developer. So this will create, in turn, sufferers. Who will suffer? Home buyers. They don't have NOC for the mistake of developer. Developer has taken money from banks also, from you also, from the home buyer also. But if the NOC is not given or not approved by banks or the recommended, bank will recommend to the government authorities not to provide any NOC to this because we are in, he has to pay us so much amount, and they will stop it. They won't issue the NOC. The committee strongly recommends the immediate execution and registration title documents in favor of home buyers. So committee strongly recommend immediate execution and registration of the title documents. They should get title documents. Okay. Revenue Recovery Act and public order. All other provisions of law should be invoked against the defaulting builders. Okay. Any pending dues from home buyers should be collected by RARA, bypassing the builder. So RARA will collect henceforth all the amount, bypassing developer or builder. Okay. Now comes occupancy possession of considerably finished projects. Then considerably, that is we are seeing significantly finished project. Occupancy and possession of how it is done. The possession of considerable finished projects are not being given to administrative obstacles, obtaining the NOCs, completion certificate, etc. So that is the point number one we have discussed. And these are RARA to identify such units on war footing for resolution within 30 days. 30 days. So state-wise, RARA should identify such projects. What is such project means? Considerably finished projects, but no NOC, no ownership certificate to the home buyers. So this is to be identified by RARA. Second point, the allottees may opt the possession on as is where is basis. Okay, allottees may opt. It is an option for them to accept or not to accept. Suppose the minor interior works could be completed by allottee, by himself, from the balance amount which they have not paid. They might have, they are not fully paid, no, stage wise only they will pay. So further, suppose work is there and he has to pay 10 lakh rupees. Suppose he thinks that I can finish it by 5 lakh. So that 5 lakh will be my profit. It will be in my profit. right? So they will prefer that. They can. Depends on the situation. The interior, minor interior works can be completed by the home buyer himself. Accelerate the approval system like occupation, completion, certificate of such projects. Okay, accelerate approval system like occupation and completion certificate of such projects. It should not compromise on recovery of dues from the builder. So it should not compromise on recovery dues from the builder. Okay. Accelerate approval system like occupation, it should not compromise on recovery dues from the builder. Okay, fine. These are the main thing when we consider unfinished project or significantly finished projects, or what you call considerably finished project. These are the recommendations. Actually, while going through it, it is good for home buyers. The situation is a good one of the good aspect of RARA, giving more powers to RARA and occupancy to buyers, NOC to buyers. So at least they can get some relief, and they are going to finish. They can hope that they will get their property very soon, apartment very soon. So it's a good one, good change, good recommendation. The committee recommends the state governments may announce a rehabilitation package aimed at strengthening financially distressed incomplete projects. So state government has to announce this rehabilitation package aimed at strengthening financially distressed incomplete. So that is the government job, state governments. The package should be designed to make the projects financially viable. Whatever package they are announcing is designed to make projects financially viable. Any project, any business, as we know, it should be financially viable. Developers adopting this package would have to commit to a 3-year completion timeline. That is again they are stressing this point: 3-year completion timeline. The state RARA will set quarterly project targets and oversees progress as per the Act. A model package suitable for Noida and Greater Noida is given below. Other state governments also encourage to devise similar packages. So, for example, we are given for Noida and Greater Noida. Okay, similar to recommended by this one, Noida and Greater Noida. Introduction of a zero period. This is important. What is zero period? COVID period, we are taking a zero period. So, for example, this is beyond our control, beyond anybody's control, the period. That period is called zero period. To relieve financial stress caused by extraordinary circumstances, committees suggest suspending interest and penalties due to events like the COVID-19 pandemic. They are suspended for a period of 1/4/20 to 31/3/22. Okay. The National Green Tribunal order stopping all construction within 10-kilometer radius of the Okla Bird Sanctuary in previous case from 14/8/2013 to 19/8/2015. That is because this Okla Bird Sanctuary is eco-sensitive zone. So they suspended for a period of almost 2 years, 1.5 years. Okay. So that kind of zero period should be there. Then comes the state government could examine and provide further zero periods based on local conditions. This what do you call conditions and circumstances for zero period is to be identified and recommended by state governments. Delayed handing over of the land. Okay. Example. delayed handing over the land by whom? Suppose it's a joint venture project or a government project or a PPP, public private participation, or a private project, or a lease, especially in the case of lease. These are all so in lease there is some delay to hand over the land to the developer. In that case also that delay can be, it is not developer's mistake. So it can be considered as zero period. Okay. Delayed handing over land. Then comes stay orders. See, in Indian judicial system, even a person file a suit which has got some merit, the company, of course, the court will have a stay order for the project. So that kind of period, stay orders, etc., can be considered as zero period. Now the third point is interest rate to be executed the state government could examine and provide further zero periods. Okay, it is over. Third one, interest rate to be executed for this inert inactive period due to various circumstances and applicable rate of interest, again MCLR, marginal cost of funding based on lending rate of SBI, 1st June 2020 for fresh calculation under the package. So whatever interest rate comes, then avoiding this zero period, that can be calculated later. Okay. Now, this is also an important point, inclusion of co-developers. So if the certain percentage of home buyers agrees that, okay, our previous developer is not fit for it, and you can engage a third party as a co-developer, it will be acceptable. For harnessing additional funds to ensure project completion, the committee recommends allowing developers to induct co-developers. In effect, the developer won't do anything. Co-developer has to do everything from that period also. So because he is already in insolvency and situation, developer. So co-developer will take off either for entire project or a specific part of thereof. So if it is an incompleted project and specific part, they can do co-developers. That's what actually we are giving subcontracts for the various people. No, that project. All the work cannot be carried out by the developer. Sometimes they will sublet it for example, for lift, generators, all other electromechanical jobs, MEP, anything can be subcontract basis also. Here we call it co-developers for a particular project, entire project, or a specific part thereof without any permission from Noida or Greater Noida. So it is without the permission of authorities. There is no need to get a permission from authority to appoint co-developer. However, land authorities would be informed of such inductions. We will inform, of course, they have to inform. This will foster collaborative effects and expedite completion times. So, we are exploring all the avenues to complete this project. This is the main effort, and harmonizing, okay, without making much loss to any of the stakeholders. Now, partial surrender policy. Let's see what is. Hello. Partial surrender policy. The committee proposes a flexible policy that allows for partial surrender of land. All dues on the surrendered land will be waived off. The authority may adjust money already paid for surrendered land with outstanding dues of the developers. Land costs have increased in the past 10 years. The authority will be more than compensated by selling the surrendered land to fresh allottees. So partial surrender of the suppose a project has got a sufficient extent apart from this one, so they can partially surrender it, so that authorities can sell it and compensate. Authority will be more compensated by selling the surrendered land to fresh allottees. Current FAR for projects. The committee proposes granting the current floor area ratio applicable to similar project as on 1/4/23 to the project on payment of charges to authority, fulfillment of other necessary requirements. So FAR, here the current FAR has to be taken. In any case, project as on 1/4/2023, April 2023. So whatever building rules your local building rules say, that has to be given to the project FAR. Maybe it will be less in past. Now it is increased. In most of the places it is increasing because land is a scarce commodity. Only vertical growth is possible in such area. You cannot develop horizontally in urbanized area where land cost is very high. The increased buildable area can be used for additional development, which will also provide extra funding. So from the past, now it is FAR is more, so that they can construct more. Increased buildable area can be used additional development, which will also provide extra funding. That is, instead of 10 floor, now they may able to construct 12 floor. So in this 12 floor, additional new buyers can be given. Additional resources from extra land, if any. If a project has excess land, it can be provide immediate resources for construction. So extra land can be sold. Excess land. There are two wordings actually in valuations: excess land and surplus land. Surplus land means you can enter the land only through the one side, that is front side of the flat and apartment. So you cannot take car maybe in sometimes. So that is in excess land. What happens? You can have another approach to the excess land, so that you need not disturb others. The first property, that is called excess land. If the project excess land, it can be provide immediate resource for construction. So they can there will be additional what you call a benefit also. They can sell it. This land can be used shopping centers. Yeah, the proposal is this land can be used for shopping centers for big, if it is a big project, condominium type. So it can be used for shopping centers and other such uses. Land authority should permit his on payment basis. This optimization can provide financial relief and expedite project completion. Okay. Permission to mortgage. This is also very important. Should be given by land authorities without insisting upon 100% clearance of dues, so that builders can mobilize resources for completion of projects and payment of dues. So permission to mortgage is also good. The committee recommends that the developers pay 25% of balance due to the authority after above concession with 60 days as a measure of commitment. Why? This is a measure of commitment. Within 60 days, they have to pay 25% balance due. That is calculated as per MCLR. As a measure to commitment. The balance 75% would be paid over a 3-year period with simple interest specified in para A2 above. If a developer fails to complete the project within the stipulated time frame or progress is found unsatisfactory by RARA, 20% penalty will be imposed. Suppose 60 days is over, the performance is not good, satisfactory, then 20% again the penalty will be imposed, and the project will come under direct management of state RARA. In that case, the RARA will take over the project. They will appoint suitable agencies. Now, fifth one, framework for RARA and administrator-led revival of projects. Okay, there is administrators, like in RPs, resolution professionals in Companies Act. The administrators of projects. So, project selection criteria, projects which were started before 2018 and are more than 2 years delayed can participate in the state government RARA-led resolution process. So, which is started 2018 and more and are more than 2 years delayed. 2 years delay is there. Can participate state government RARA-led resolution process. Appointment of administrator. There will be an administrator. The committee proposes that a competent professional administrator appointed by RARA should manage the resolution process of this project. So he will manage. He has to collect all the details. It's a very important job for him. A tedious job actually. Collect all the details, then only he can proceed. Comprehensive project study and report. The administrator will prepare a detailed project report. So that it is administrator's job to provide a detailed report preparing. Preparation of detailed report, project report, including a lot of completed inter alia. What is inter alia? It need not be explicitly stated. That means inter alia. It can be. It is implied there. Suppose. How can I? Okay. We are constructing one toilet. So, in without proper sewage, septic tank or whatever, you cannot complete the job. So, it need not be written that plumbing work, all these things has to be connected to septic tank, all those things is not necessary. It is inter alia. It is called inter alia. That is implied. Inter alia of completed work versus initial estimates, valuations, funding requirements, potential revenues, regulatory compliances of status, strategic recommendations, risk analysis, stakeholder analysis, social and environmental impact assessment, and provision for regular updates. So these are all being done by administrator. It is his job. Transparent contractor selection. Now, the administrator will select an EPC contractor, engineering procurement, okay, contractor through open and transparent competitive process. The EPC contractor will complete construction of the project on payment basis. So it should be in a transparent basis. In case of home buyers propose to complete the project themselves, they should be accorded preference. So as we have seen earlier, if the minor works are there and he has to pay some 10 lakh and he can complete it by 8 lakhs, that means let him complete it. Then next point is equitable haircuts by stakeholders. That is equitable, not proportional. For stalled project, the committee suggests shared burden among all stakeholders. That is, all the shareholders, stakeholders. This further elaborated in part for financing stalled projects. Okay, this will be further elaborated in coming sessions. Okay. Expedited clearance and support from authorities. The committee emphasized the need for quick clearances and support from authorities to prevent project delays. A 3-year extension may be given to all projects at no payment to authority. This expedited support can ensure efficient project completion and avoid additional cost. So, these are the supports from the authorities. 3-year extension may be given to all projects at no payment to authority. Authority means state authority, like land authorities. They have seen it. Time-bound resolution. Lastly, a time-bound resolution process is recommended, where the process from administrator appointment to bid awarding is completed within not more than 6 months. So see administrator's job, how tough it is. A time-bound resolution process is recommended, where the process from administrator appointment to bid awarding. So appointment, once it is started, appointment of administrator, within 6 months, the bid awarding is finished. This approach ensures swift resolution, speedy resolution, reinstating trust in the system for stakeholders. These time frames are actually a confidence building measure. So this will reinstate the trust in the system. So far, see 6 months. Within 6 months of the appointment of administrator, you need to find out bidding. You have to award the contract to a suitable agency, EPC contractor. So here, financing of stalled projects. First one, priority to new finance. Financing for completing the projects may be treated as priority financing. The Swami is this central government Yojana, special window for affordable and mid-income housing fund should proactively provide finance for completing these projects. Okay. Subsidized interest rate on guarantee schemes. To encourage financial institutions to fund stalled projects, a scheme offering subsidized interest rates similar to MSME. Now comes waterfall mechanism. This is one waterfall mechanism. The revenues will first be used to complete the construction. Previous dues of financial institutions and land authorities and other authorities such as RERA should be treated on pari passu basis for taking haircuts. The same thing. So pari passu here also, equal footing, equal. This is called a waterfall mechanism. Classifying additional funds as standard asset. There are standard assets. This is RBI word, Reserve Bank of India. The asset classification for additional disbursed portion from existing individual home loan accounts which are restructured and revived should be treated as standard asset by RBI. What is substandard? Standard asset means there is no encumbrance, nothing. No charges, lien, etc. So it's called a standard. This does not undergo any, kind of legal convenience. So even though it is delayed, but RBI, it has to be considered as a standard. We classify it as a standard asset. Then only further mortgage is possible. Facilitating new buyers. Banks, financiers should be permitted to finance fresh housing loans for new buyers. who purchase unsold inventory of these products. So banks and finance, as we have seen, provide fresh housing loans for new buyers for purchase unsold inventories, because we are treating it as a standard asset by RBI. There is a definition for standard assets. The third, it's not a point. Bullet is not required. Standard assets means these are loans are performing as per terms and conditions. So that means whatever the loans are there, they are, even if it is defaulting, but we are considering it as okay, performing as per terms and conditions. It's an assumption. This is called standard assets. Now comes use of IBC for resolving projects as a measure of last resort. Yes. Due to huge backlog of cases with NCLT, there is a huge backlog of cases. This mode of realization is prone to severe delays. So if NCLT is involved, there may be some delays also. Therefore, the committee says that IBC should be employed only as last resort in case of real estate projects. In real estate projects, they are going to be, take minimum cases. Because already the backlog is there with NCLT. So this is the first one. Second one, IBC is a legal process and resolution would be strictly as per IBC rules. The committee recommends and advises all state government to avoid further litigation. So now state governments are advised to avoid all further litigation on IBC basis. To increase the efficiency and effectiveness of insolvency resolution process, the committee suggests that the creation of 5 additional fast-track benches. If at all we approach the NCLT after some time in another phase, chances are very less. Then additional fast-track benches are recommended for this particular real estate cases for NCLT. Projects are being revived under the framework 4 and 5 above will admitted under IBC only after comments of RR are taken. Now RRR is telling that yes, we have done everything and it is not suitably giving any result. That is under the advice of RRA only they can go to NCLT. They have to take RRA's permission. If RRA says that we will do it, then you cannot go to NCLT. So projects which are being revived under framework of 4-5 above will be admitted under IBC only after the comments of RRA. So RRA has to make some comments, then they will take up the NCLT. Project-wise CIRP. What is that? All projects need to be pre-registered with RRA. All the projects. Since RRA registration is project-wise, this can be adopted under IBC also. Second point, transfer of why project-wise. Maybe some good builders, they have got so many projects. They don't want to jeopardize all the projects, only the projects which is affected. Instead of taking all the units, all the projects delayed, stalled. No. Second one is transfer of ownership possession of to allottees. The committee proposes that the IBC may enable resolution professionals to transfer the ownership and possession of a plot, apartment, or building to allottees during the resolution process. This is in case of NCLT. An option may also be given to allottees to acquire such unit as is various basis. As is various basis. You know this word. As is various basis. Whatever be the condition now, you can take. That is the as is various basis. Or on payment of balance required to complete the unit during the process. houses which are under possession of allottees should not be included in IBC process. Already taken the possession, then you cannot go to IBC. Then comes registration, translation of ownership where possession transferred. Where the possession of a plot, apartment, or building to the allottees have already been transferred. Suppose everything is over legally, it means they transfer the property. This transaction must be formalized through registration during a corporate insolvency resolution process or a project-specific resolution process under IBC also. See, this is more or less same as RARA Act. Now comes 5 additional fast-track NCLT benches we have mentioned, no? To increase the efficiency and effectiveness of insolvency resolution process, the committee suggests that the criteria creation of 5 additional fast-track benches at National Company Law Tribunal (NCLT) to expedite the cases, including real estate. These benefits should be created for a period of 3 years and should be disposed of all pending IBC real estate cases on a priority basis. And the last point, projects which are being revived under framework of 4 or 5 will be admitted to IBC only. This repetition of the other slide. Okay. Thank you. So by these few words, I think I am already completed the this presentation. If you have any doubt in this one or NCLT or previous this one, no, I can give you more in-depth, class on it. Why home bias are preferring NCLT over. Now the recommendations is already over. Now, if you have any doubt, you can ask or doubt or share your knowledge or your state. You can have it now. And let me check the chat box. If it is anything there, I will try to. So no question has come, I think.
Sir, for registering in RERA, is there any specific limits for land area or project value, sir?
Yes, that we have seen in RARA rules, no? 8 units, at least 1,000 square meter, 4,000 square meter. 8 units minimum will be
If we are not able to get registered under RERA and it was done by some other companies, and if
Can you repeat that?
approach,
As per RARA Act, a project is registered if there are more than 8 units. That is the minimum condition.
if there are only 6 to 7 units and the developer is
cannot.
not able to finish the
As such,
job,
you
then,
cannot act as such. As
then
per
in that case, to whom we need to approach?
consumer court is there.
Will be then going to a legal part.
Yeah. And consumer court, yes, of course, it is legal. Even
Okay.
price judicial, those semi-judicial NCLT is also there, but you cannot approach RARA as per this rule.
Okay.
Means as per prevalent RARA rules. Minimum 8 units should be. Consumer court you can approach if you are even you don't need a advocate. You can yourself
sir.
go and there is no
File a
much
complaint.
expensive also.
Okay, sir. Okay.
But better to engage in a junior advocate always, preferably. By the way, yeah, how many of you are doing valuations for banks, financial institutions? Anybody is here? I think senior people are okay.
Doing, sir, for
Yes,
bank
sir,
and financial
I am
institutions.
looking at you, Kamlesh sir.
Yes, no, I am doing it.
Yeah, for
almost for 22 banks.
almost 22
20
banks.
banks, 20 banks, 20 banks.
20 banks
NBFC,
you are
national,
empaneled?
I'm empaneled in almost all banks, PNB, SBI,
Very
SIDBI, Kotak Bank, Yes Bank, all NBFC also, some of the NBFC also.
good. Okay.
Sir, I want to ask one thing.
Yeah.
RERA is not applicable after the completion, no? Once the project is completed, it is
No,
not
5-year maintenance contract is there.
5
Developer
years.
has 5-year developers contract is there. So
Okay.
maintenance is free for 5 years, as per RERA.
As per RERA. That is correct. But if I want to sell my apart flat, suppose I have got the flat, I have completed the project, and 2 flats are remain with me, so the RERA is not applicable.
You can sell it to you. That is nothing. Your property you can say, enjoy. That is a bundle of right here that is given. So
Yeah.
you can sell it or
So
you can lease it,
as,
rent
as,
it.
escrow account is only applicable for at the time of booking, no? That ongoing
That's
project.
all. That's all. After that, nothing is there.
Ongoing project.
Yeah.
But still, sir, carpet area concept is there. It is compulsory to write down the carpet area, but still they are selling at the super built up all the cities.
Super built up area is not a good word. It is not coined by a technical person.
Yeah.
Super built up area. Built up area, okay, in a way we can consider.
Yeah,
But
authority generally approves built up area, plinth
RERA
area.
is okay, carpet area basis, but they will add the built up area also in that when cost you can convert.
Okay.
Carpet area is for common people. See, if it is 3,000 square feet, means if you measure it, you will get 2,000 carpet area. So that is why RERA is preferring carpet area, so that the common man can understand how much area he is going to get.
But they are not considering internal walls.
Internal
I think.
walls.
Some
balconies.
modification in definition is there respect to the NBC,
Yes,
National Building Code.
you can explain it to others. Can you explain, elaborate?
Yeah, see, inside of the room, that is carpet area, say bedroom, hall, etc. But in RERA, it is written that internal walls also can be calculated in the carpet area. So that will be little more than the real carpet, I think.
Internal walls, yes, as per RERA, it is not included. Duct, if duct is there, a particular square meter less than 1 meter or 0.8 square meter, you can deduct it. Then I think open balcony is not included.
Correct.
आप अननेसेसरी इश्यू हो जाए ना क्या मतलब आपको पता है छोटे इश्यू क्या मतलब
Who is that? Yeah, something I don't know. Let's ask.
Good evening, sir. I think participants have solved their queries and get their answers, and now we are going to end this session. Thank you, sir, Kumar Pia, sir,
Yeah.
and thanks
Because
to all
this
participants.
session, I don't want to prolong for a long, as per the, it's a recommendation stay. Of course, it will be implemented soon. But we need not elaborate much more than that because anybody can Google this one latest Amitabh Kant report on stalled projects. You will get that all the details. So, but at the same time, I would like to take always case studies like land acquisition or TDR or any aspect of the valuation. But this is an area where valuers should know it. but only there's no illustration I can show in this particular one. That is why we have finished so fast. So I think if you want, we'll stop it here, and or if any other doubt, you can share with us, and we'll try to solve it. So I think nobody has got any, doubts or clarification. So let us wind up, madam. Kajal, madam. Yeah, can we wind up?
Okay, sir. I think now there are no more questions from the participants, and we can end this meeting. Thanks to all. Thanks, Kumar Pia sir, and thanks to all participants.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you all.
Thanks.